Hey everyone, Jared here with ToneandTighten.com, coming at you today with 7 of my favorite exercises to tone and strengthen your legs at home. No equipment required on these. What we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit more of an anatomical approach. We're going to throw one exercise at each major muscle group in the legs. So that means we're going to work the muscles in your hips, quads, hams, calves. We're going to kind of take it segmentally, kind of one by one. Let's go ahead and we're going to jump into it first with some air squats, okay? So for air squats, feet are about hip width apart. When I drop down into the squat, I want your knees to stay right over your toes. If you're weaker in your hip abductors, they're going to want to come together like this. Try to keep them right over your toes as you drop down into that squat. Now you're going to go as low as you can. The typical goal is that you want your thighs parallel to the ground. So you see my thighs when I get down into the bottom of that squat should be parallel to the ground, and then you're going to power back up. You keep your back nice and straight. Keep your chest back, keep your head high, keep your shoulders back as you drop down into that squat. The emphasis here is that I want you to feel it in your quads, and I want you to feel it in your glutes. I want you to feel it in your butt as you pull back to that upright position. So it looks just like that. We're gonna do 10 of those. And I don't know, when I'm talking on these videos, you guys, I never know how many reps we do. That's gotta be about 10 right there. Next, we're gonna work on the glutes. So to do that, I like a straight leg bridge. And so what we're gonna do, I've got my right leg out straight, I've got my left leg bent. I'm gonna activate that left glute to lift my hips up off the ground and then back down nice and slow. So it looks just like that. And again, we're gonna shoot for about 10 reps on this side. And again, what we're doing here is really focusing on that glute. It's that left glute that I'm using to raise both my hips up off of the ground. The problem that I most commonly see on this one, and again, we'll go for about 10 and then switch. The problem that I most commonly see on this one is that we let that other hip sag a little bit, okay? And that's actually, so you're gonna switch legs, you're gonna do 10 on the left and then you're gonna do 10 on the right. I'm gonna switch back to my left so I can show you what I mean. And so if we're right here, you'll see how my right hip kind of just rolled to the ground as I pulled up just like this. I'm exaggerating it a little bit, but it's something to be aware of. I want you to use your left hip muscles to pull that right hip bone up towards the ceiling while you're doing these single leg bridges. Okay, so 10 on the left, 10 on the right is what we're going for there. Next, we're gonna hit the hamstrings, okay? And so we're down on all fours. We're gonna do some quadruped hamstring curls. Down on all fours, just like this. Bring your leg into this position, so out straight behind you, and then you're gonna curl that foot up towards your butt, and then right back down. Now, this is the easier version of this. Your hamstring muscles actually serve as a hip extensor also. So if you need something a little bit more difficult, what you're gonna do is you're gonna drop your toe down to the ground. Keep your leg straight, drop your toe to the ground. Now lift through your hip and then curl with your hamstring back to straight, back down to the toe touch. And so what that does is that just works that muscle, works that hamstring muscle through a little bit more of the range of motion available. Because it's a, oh, and then we're gonna switch. So 10 on the left, 10 on the right. Because that muscle is a 2-joint muscle, we can work it out a little harder by taking both of those joints through some of that motion. So rather than just a straight knee curl, we kick on those hip extensor muscles as well as we do this. Makes that muscle a little bit more effective, makes that contraction a little bit harder. And so again, we're gonna go 10 on the left, and we're gonna go 10 on the right. Looks just like that. Okay, good job, you guys. So the next thing we're gonna do are for the outer thighs, those hip abductors, we're gonna do some traveling side lunges. Start on one side. I'm gonna take a big step to my left. Weight comes down onto my left leg. Again, knee right over your toe. Keep your chest back, your head high, and then you're gonna pull kind of up and over to the left to get to this upright position. So that's where the traveling lunge part of it comes in. We're gonna drop down and we're gonna pull up. Drop down, and then we're gonna pull up. So that was about 3 steps to my left, and then we're gonna go 3 steps to my right. So a traveling lunge, just like that. Again, try to keep your back straight, try to keep your chest up, try to keep your head up. I don't want you down here like this, and then to pull from there puts a lot of stress on your lower back. So keep your back nice and straight, just like that. and where I'm doing 3 steps each direction, so I'm gonna make 3 laps total. Okay, and so that's gonna be a set of 9. That might not be enough. Let's do 4 laps total. We can do it, so we'll do 12. Set of 12. Nice, again, no equipment required on any of these. Should be able to do it with just a little bit of some space in your house. Great exercises to tone your legs, to add some strength, to add some definition to your legs. So here's our last set. Again, working on these lateral hip stabilizers. The glute medius, glute minimus are those muscles right there on the side of your hip. Okay, so that's that one. So then we did outer thigh. Let's do some inner thigh work. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna do some scissor kicks. So we're gonna activate a lot of lower abs with this as well. And so you're down on your back, try to keep your back flat, and then you're gonna keep your legs straight, and your feet are about 10 inches off the ground. And then what we're gonna do, so hold this position, we'll scissor out into the wide position, and then back to close. Looks just like that. And so again, killer at the lower abs, but we're also hitting the hip muscles with this as we abduct out, and then as we adduct back in. Kind of a 10 to 15 reps on this one is what we'll shoot for. We'll do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Okay, so that was number 5. Number 6, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit the quads now. We're gonna do that with some walking lunges, okay? And so just like we did our traveling side lunges, now we're gonna do some straight lunges this way. Okay, so that's what your traveling lunge looks like. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, side to side. What we're looking for here, I want you to take a big enough step that your knee stays behind your toe. The problem that I see most often with lunges is people take a small step and then actually lunge forward. And you'll see where that puts my knee. Puts my knee way out here in front of my toe. What that does is just increases a lot of compressive forces at your kneecap. Not a very good position for the knee joint to be in. And so as opposed to taking a bigger step, keep your weight on your heel, and then rather than lunging forward, you're gonna drop straight down into the lunge. And so you'll see where my knee is in relation to my toe now, stays well back behind it. And so that's what those traveling lunges look like. Again, we'll shoot for 10 reps on each side. So about 20 steps total, okay? If you have more room than this, then you're gonna get through it a little bit quicker. There's not gonna be so many laps, down and back and down and back. I'm trying to stay in front of the camera. Looks just like that. If you need something a little more intense, you can even do some alternating jump lunges. So from here, we're gonna leap into the air, and then we're gonna switch legs that we do that lunge on in midair, come back down into that lunge position. Looks just like that. Turns it into a little bit more of a plyometric activity. Works the muscles a little bit differently. We work the fast twitch fibers instead of the slow twitch fibers. It's a great option if maybe you're short on space with the with the traveling walking lunges. Catch my breath here for a second. Usually I don't talk this much while I'm working out. And so then the last thing we're gonna throw at you are gonna be some calf raises. And so find a stair, find a box. We've got a little aerobic step here at my house, and we're gonna finish up with some heel raises, okay? So let your heels fall down below the level of that stair, and then we're gonna come all the way to upright. And so that's what the heel raise looks like. So again, down below the level of the stair, all the way up, really trying to focus and squeeze the calf muscle in the back. That's the last muscle that we're focusing on with this workout. So again, we did some squats for the quads, for the hips. We did the single leg bridges for the hip extensors, for the butt, the hamstring curls for the, for the hamstrings. The outer thighs, we did some traveling lunges. The inner thighs, we did some flutter kicks. Try not to lose your balance.
And then for the quads, we did some of those lunges. The last muscle group that we're going to work on are the calves. And so these calf raises are a great way to do that. Now your calves are a little bit stronger muscle. You can typically get through a few more sets, a few more reps with your calves. And so what I'll typically shoot for is sets of about 20 to 30 with your calves. And so everything else that we did, pretty standard, about a set of 10 of each. With your calves, we're going to go through, again, 20 to 30 reps on that one. And then what I like to do is I do those in kind of a circuit format. And so basically everything that I just showed you, that was one set. You know, you do exercise A, B, C, D, E all the way down. And then for your next set, you're going to go A, B, C, D, E again. And then for your third set, A, B, C. And so we're going to go 3 sets of about 10 reps with the exception of the calf raises, 20 to 30 reps on that one. And there you have it. Those are 7 great exercises you can do at home, no equipment required, body weight only, to again hit and target different areas of your legs to improve definition, to improve strength, hopefully to improve function. There you have them. So again, thanks so much for joining me here today. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Thanks for that in advance. Also, it's a great chance to subscribe to Tone and Tighten if you haven't done so already. I try to share a lot of really great workout ideas, some physical therapy advice, some healthy recipes. My goal is to help you to achieve your fitness goals. And so hopefully through these videos, we can take one step closer to those. And so until next time, that's it from me. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you next time right here on Tone and Tighten.